見ていた空中投げ。そうですね、トルソ君は空中投げがかなりうまい。手裏剣。
So this is an example of like less aggressive, more defensive movement that I really like, right? So most of what we're gonna see when we watch this match or these matches is Summit going the fuck in. He's gonna go in a lot. He's going to get in that ass. But against Milia, you have to be a little bit more careful. Yo, does Twitch not have skip? Okay, there we go. So look at this. He gets thrown, manages to block some stuff. If you block some stuff and then jump out of the pressure, that is usually your safest, lowest risk way to deal with stuff with block pressure, especially when you're FD jumping. Let's see that again. So uses the knife, gets some clearance to throw a shuriken. All right, gets caught going back in. Just trying now. He's just trying to slow things down, get back into where he wants to be. Teleport can do that now, and so he feels a little more comfortable running forward. We got the JD. Real quick, you can if you want Wednesday Night Fights Oakland videos, it's on my channel. If you want SoCal, I don't know where they keep it. I think I'm Not a Sandwich streams it. I don't think they're doing it every week. Beta blade. Oh. I've got to admit, like, ugh. Why can't I just never mind. When I see good players get hit by that overhead, it makes me feel better about myself when I get hit by that overhead, because I get hit by that overhead a lot. I get hit by a lot of shit where I'm like, oh man, if I were better, I wouldn't have gotten hit by that. It's not always true. So that's another thing that Summit's been really good about is he goes for pretty damaging combos. Milia already takes a decent amount of damage, but Summit, like other chip players have actually talked to Summit and asked him like what it is that he does, like what makes him the best chip out there. And one of the things that he specifically called out is that lots of chip players do like low damage combos that lead to good Oki. Summit is usually going for pretty big damage combos, and that right there is a good example. Let's see that one again. So off a 6P into 2H, he gets 2 Alpha Blades plus the extension at the end. And he pushes Milia back into the corner. That's a lot. He only needs to land that combo like 3 times and she's pretty much dead. He's also cranking the shit out of her guard meter so that pretty much whatever his next hit is probably going to kill it. Yeah, oh, got the burst. Yarukiman desu. He's not shy about going for JD in this matchup either. What up, Sigurd? Thank you so much for the follow, homie. Welcome to the crew. Starsky, did you get some good matches in with Mitsu yesterday? I feel like he's probably the only Milia you played, if you played him. Hey, what up, Miss Jackson? Yo, that's awesome. We'll start the lobby up in a minute. No! Oh, Summit, no! Oh, so he blocks the overhead and then gets opened up by the low. Oh, nice. Good shit, Starsky. So that's the other thing that I've noticed. So Milia is fast, Chip is fast, Jam is also fast, but they're all fast in different ways and they can use their speed for different things, right? And that's one of the things I've been paying more attention to. Oh, I should turn on this light. There we go. Now you can see me. That's one of the things that I've been paying attention to as I've been practicing in Jam is, excuse me. Jam's speed, she's very good at moving forward very, very quickly. And her IAD is really fast. Her grounded dash is pretty fast. She's got moves which also move her fast very quickly. That is kind of the only direction that she is good at going fast in. She can also backdash okay. But most of what she does is she runs right up at you, either on the ground or in the air. And because she has a lot more hit points than the other, or she takes less damage than Chip and Millia do. Her speed is kind of meant, like, you're expected to kind of run into some buttons when playing Jam. That's just the cost of that character. Chip and Millia have a lot more opportunity to evade, and they have a lot more potential finesse in how they move. Chip is really fast at at like getting in and out. He doesn't necessarily stay on top of you as much as Jam does, though Summit certainly does a lot. But Millie, on the other hand, is like, she's very good at changing direction in a way that neither Chip or Jam can do quite as quickly. And so that's her mobility is more useful for mix-ups than it is in neutral. It is pretty good in neutral, but the problem is that her buttons aren't so great compared to Chip or Jam's. And so Millia's utility really comes into play, or her speed really comes into play after she's already got the knockdown. So let's see what Summit does. Oh, nice backdash. Decent blocking. Still having to hold a bunch of corner pressure. Alright. Gets the burst out, gets out of the corner. See, look at that exchange right there. Chip gets that combo, gets the knockdown. He goes in, gets pushed out, goes back in, gets back out. Lands, does a combo. Oh, drops it. But yeah, so look at this engagement pattern. Look at how often. We go back here. Look at how often Summit's going in and out and in and out. I really like that. In, out, up, down, in, gets pushed out, back in, up again, out. Like, part of it is just that this is a match between two fast characters. And so there's going to be a whole lot of just dog fighting, right? Like, they're constantly going to be scrapping for position. What up, Kengo? But I think part of it is that's actually what Chip is good at. It's weird because, like, Chip isn't actually that good when he's right next to you, because if he's next to you, then you can hit him. And if you can hit him, then he's probably going to die, right? So Chip wants to be outside and then get in and then get back out. He has to get in and out of that ass. And then in again, and then out again, and then in again, and then out again. Another really good combo to kill. Summit is also playing this matchup with like zero fear of getting anti-air, which is interesting to me. It seems like he'd much rather approach Millia from the sky than on the ground. Oh. Also, I don't know who's commentating, but they're actually pretty funny. A lot of Japanese commentary is kind of whack. Woo. Chip had this big lead, and now it's all gone. Oh, no. God damn it. That would have shifted clock. Yeah. Also, like, that string right there, I don't think I've ever seen Summit go for this against anybody before. That Tiger Knee Alpha Blade was really interesting, but it did build up a lot of risk. And Millia gains risk at a really high rate. Oh yeah, I mean, you can throw out random heavy attacks all the time. Like, plenty of characters do that. Especially because most characters' 6Hs are way bigger than all their other moves. So, like, you can throw 6H. With Chip, you can actually use 6H, and if they're at instant air dash height, you'll catch them. More excellent combo. Let's see how he lands that real quick. So air throw. Fucks up the empty jump stuff, but then opens him up. Anyway, got it. Yeah.
取り返すサミット。
So as a chip player, you can look for people catching
よくねサミットさんも取り返してまし
like
たね
just throwing out random buttons. Usually what people do to catch air teleport is they just jump back. And so if I do the teleport that stays in place and I see them jump back, I know they're looking for my my air
関係なか
teleport.
った。
Woo.
ジャンプハイスラを素ぐらいしてし
All
まっ
right,
て。
so there that was a pretty small combo into some
うわ
Oki,
ー空中か
but
ら
he's still
サミットジャンプハイ
he's
スラ
still
を
just
素ぐらい
continuing, right?
あれ
Like
関係なかった。ジャンプハイスラを
from
素ぐらい
any
してし
given
まって
advantage position, Summit is trying to get back in that
空中か
ass.
らサミットが捕まえたいがバーストで押し返す。
That's probably also why his bursts suck. But hey,
が多いですねサミットさんね
まあジャンプ D とか結構カウンターすると美味しいですからね。捕まらないと思っていたらミリアが捕まって置き攻めは中央選択肢はダストはガード立ち回りに戻ります。
yeah, I like that too, actually.
捕まらないと思っていたら
So he
ミ
gets this
リアが
combo. Hey, what up,
捕まっ
White
て
Beast?
置き攻めは中央選択肢はダストはガード
Like he knows off this combo finisher, he doesn't have any good follow-ups. But at the very least, he can make Milia block a high.
ジャンピー毛張りが空中ヒット画面端にチップがいっちゃって
さあ
置き攻め
ミリアの最高のパターンですね
うわーし
Woo!
メタブレ結果的にノーリスク危険マイピーよく見てる上が出るんですよ見てますか
Another good conversion off
ジャ
6P.
ンプ D うわー
Woo!
こっちこれはネタを使っていくめくり多分じゃあつまり俺たち当たってますねはいタッチ系からダウンを奪ったのはチップ
Yeah, run up Gamma Blade.
端に連行の毛張りで中央置き攻めを奪ったミリア
Nice crosscut
デ
DP.
ータ打ったね
Blocking the high low.
ダウンを奪ってる
おー
ブリッツで
He was totally baiting
ブ
that
リッツ返
blitz
しチ
too.
ップがターンを奪う攻め継続有利フレームを稼いで
Oh, yeah, there are some very specific setups where people will go for the overhead fire kick as Oki. I think if you space it right, you can actually get it to cross up. But that spacing wasn't gonna do it.
当たってしまったコンボをするサミットのプレッシャーでトルソがコンボを見せて通常投げ画面端見えません
あそら見えない
勝ったのは
Nice.
サミットチップいやー
Also, just real quick, I want to point something
プレッシャー
out.
でコンボを見せるサミットのプレッシャー
So Summit gets hit out of a backdash here, right?
トルソがコンボを見せて
Let me see that again.
サミットの
I don't actually remember who this
トルソ
Milia
がコン
is.
ボを見せて
The production on the stream, they don't do like
通常投げ画面端
anything.
見えません
あそら見えない
they've got the overlay and
勝
that's
った
it.
のはサミットチップ
So Chip's backdash. Let's pull up the frame data on this real quick. Chip's backdash is 21 frames. 21 frames long. It's a really long backdash. Let's see what Milia's is. Milia is 11 frames. 11 frames. That's a 10 frame difference. You do not want long backdashes. Long backdashes fucking suck. Chip's backdash is ass. Even let's take a look at Johnny's. R2. Yeah, 11 frames. Johnny's like one of the biggest characters in the game. Let's look at Potemkin. Potemkin's backdash is 21 frames. Potemkin's backdash is just as long as Chip's, but he's invincible until the very end. He's one frame that's not invincible. Chip is the same backdash as Potemkin, just without all the good parts about it. Fuck. This is one of the reasons. So like, even though what I said earlier was that Chip is good at getting in and out a lot, and we see Summit doing that, but he's not using backdash that much. He has to use other tools to get in and out because his backdash is a fucking piece of shit. Anyway. Good job, Summit.
いやーかなり粘りました
Body that fucking Milia. All right, where are we at next? No. We just watching Chip today. I don't have time to go through all the other excellent players in here. Dustloop is my go-to for frame data. Thanks, Idonis. I also use Gun Frame Z
ローすごくでき
on
る能力が
on Android.
あるんで
チャチャチャさんです。
ガードが硬い。決勝
Okay, here we
ダウンを
go.
奪ったな。
I think this is versus Daruino, I want to say. Yeah.
で関西まあ関西に住むようになって関西の強いやつらとひたすらやってるから、
あー
まあそりゃ強くなるよね。
さっきも話しましたけど、大体
Alright, what do we got here?
この犬と俺は試合してます。さあ開幕4でダウンを奪ってい
Alright,
く
so
のは
starts out getting hit.
下段
I
刺して
respect it.
もう端か。下段から中段。
Nice blocks though. Oh, jumps
こ
out.
のね攻めのセンスがすごい。
Yeah, so that's
中
another
段
here. He jumps out and instantly realizes that his options off of here are not great, but he's got her in the corner, so meaty gamma blade is fine. He'll be +5, meaty gamma blade again.
横剣から攻め継続。ベータブレードは外れて
Wire C gamma
空中投げで
blade.
切り返すチップ。
Okay, now we got the good Oki,
端
kind
に追い
of.
やってるよ。赤キャンです。
Look at that.
攻めは継続。無理くり
So
端に追いやってるよ。赤キャンです。
he spends
攻めは継続
50% of his
無理くり
meter. Everything he's earned until now
中の立ち回り。攻めは継
to
続
just for a
チップ
shot at another mix-up,
端
right?
に追いやってるよ。赤キャンです。攻めは継続。無理くり投射以外追いやってる。
One more
ベータブレード
time.
外れて空中投げで切り返すチップ。端に追いやってるよ。赤キャンです。攻めは継続。無理くり投射以外
That is the behavior of a man who wants to fuck some shit up.
続く。
Like,
ベータブレード外
think
れて
about what else so he spends 75 meter in total on this whole exchange, right? Because he wire C gamma blades, gets the air throw off the wire C
投げ
gamma
で切り
blade,
返すチ
then
ッ
he's
プ。
got Oki,
端に追いやってるよ。
pressures,
赤キャン
and then
です。
he basically he spends that 50% to try and get a corner cross up, right? Which is, I think that like it's not always easy to block Chip's stupid wall cling drop H. What up, Caucasian JDCR? That's a hell of a palette swap. Welcome to the crew. Fuck. So like that's actually, I would describe this as a pretty high percentage mix-up, and Summit is actually going for a couple different mix-up options here, right? So
攻めは継
first,
続。無理く
god
り
damn it.
端に追いやってベータブレ
So
ード外れ
first
て
he gets the
空中投げ
knockdown.
で切り返す
Mix up
チッ
here,
プ
but doesn't combo.
端に追いやってるよ。
That's a
ベータブレード
frame
外れ
trap
て
right here.
空中投げで切
When he
り返
goes
すチップ。
boom. So when he goes 2D into Resho, and then 5K here, 5K beats a lot of shit. So he was thinking, oh, maybe Ino's going to press buttons. If not, I'm going to go for another low. Maybe that'll catch her if she's trying to jump out or something.
端に追いやってるよ。
And then another Resho into the low Adokusai, I think it's called, the low kick that staggers on counter. When that doesn't hit, he burns the rest of his meter, IAD cling to drop hard slash, right? And if Daruino hadn't up backed, he probably would have gotten opened up by the drop hard slash. I look at this and I'm like, bro, why did you spend 50 meter on that when you could have stopped your pressure earlier and used like a wire C teleport to get a knockdown and start running Oki off like wire C teleport throw or something like that? But someone says, no, fuck that. I don't want the knockdown. I want the big damage, right? Which like that's an adjustment that I want to start trying to make, right? And then after that, he even goes for the leaf throw after that. He's just trying to go
中央の
deep.
立ち回り。
And he doesn't stop. He went for that frame trap
井
again.
野川中央。中段なんてしつこいんだ。しかしコンボを見せる。中央にはどっちだ。これはなんだ。
わからんわからない
K から足払い。
So Shifted Clock asks, how do you think Ino running out of meter for FD factors in the decision and then being able to build her block meter? You know, I wouldn't factor that in a ton. Most of those interactions didn't seem like they'd be drastically influenced by pushback, which is one of the main things you get from FD. And I don't think he's building, the strings that he's doing right now don't seem to be building a whole lot of block meter. So it's a minor thing. Like it means he'd get more damage. But I I'm guessing that risk wasn't a determining factor in this, and adapt. It's entirely possible that he did do that. But the thing that I've noticed that Summit does better than I do certainly is he gets big payoffs. He gets big combos. He gets more damaging combos. Like he gets them off a bunch of different situations. He very rarely cashes in for small hits. And it's working for him. Spoiler alert, he wins this tournament. And he won EVO Japan, right? One of the things about YRC is, even though it's very compelling as a neutral tool, you don't really get much damage off of it, right? So Chip can YRC and then throw you and get a knockdown, but Chip's mix-ups off a knockdown aren't great. Or off a throw specifically aren't great. They're not really good at all. And even if you compared the expected value of those two knockdowns, if he thinks that Daruino is like good at blocking standard knockdown Oki with Chip, it makes sense to me that he'd be using what he has probably identified is that the expected value of keeping Ino in the corner and getting a mix-up that starts off a pretty big damaging tool into a good corner combo is probably worth it. That's my guess anyway. That's what I want to experiment with.
でもいい勝負ですね。これどっち勝つかわかんない。
さあちょっと貯めて。
あーでかいの入りましたね。
珍しいコンボミスター。上から叩いていくサミット。めちゃくちゃ上
That's
を
a
落と
pretty
してい
good
く。
example right here,
落としづらい
actually.
んでしょうね。叩いていくサミット。
So we're here.
上から。
He gets his knockdown. He jumps up. He's going for cross up. He's going for the left right Oki, right? He knows that Ino doesn't have enough meter to blitz here, so he can go in any direction he wants. He fakes the FD and goes for the cross up. What up, Attila? Welcome back. Goes for a cross up and then immediately goes into 2H, right? If that had hit, he would go into the hard slash teleport, probably, I'm guessing, so that he can get an air combo and put Ino back in the corner, right? He does this a lot where he just goes for the left right jump heavy, land straight into 2H. Doesn't get it, he gets the teleport anyway, right? Because at the very least he's switching side, he can stay aggressive. Still doesn't have enough meter to blitz, so it's not that scary. But he's pretty in on going for that 2H combo. He's not like what I would have done in that situation is I probably would have landed and gone for like crouch kick into close slash, and then off close slash tried to make something happen, right? Let's see. So here. Yes, he's already blocking low. I probably would have used this for pressure or maybe tried to jump to run up and throw. Bears does that a lot, right? Summit says no. He says, fuck that. I'm going to go for this thing that I want, which is a cross up into a big combo off big, with 2H. It's a great starter. If I don't get it, just keep on pressing buttons, baby. It'll work out. I also really like that evasive alpha blade at the end. Yeah, nice left, right? He's going for a lot of left rights. Oh, so that's the other interesting thing. He's going for left rights a lot here. Got one there. Got another one here. Chip players go for this a lot. What's important is Daruino is FDing all of this, right? He's not deciding to try and save the meter for blitz. Right, blitz makes the left right stuff a lot less scary because blitz will cover both cases, but he's not trying to do that at all. And I think the FDing is actually making Summit feel safer and going for that Oki. Oh, gets caught. Nice. See, again, that combo right there, even though I think drops it. Let's see. Boom. Goes for that. Yeah, he goes for a big combo. He fucked up his jump install. Otherwise, he would have gotten just a little bit more damage off of it. Woo. Again, goes for it. So that was good. A very similar situation to what we just saw, right? Gets the knockdown, cross up 2H. This time he teleports in place. And then, oh. Nice. So FD at mid seems questionable if Chip is just going to teleport to continue pressure. I mean, it depends on how confident you feel in your ability to answer teleport, right? Like there are plenty of things that you can do if you know Chip is prone to teleport. This Daruino is not doing them. But it's very easy as to catch Chip's hard slash teleport with like jump back hard slash, because that's a big ass button. And if you guess right, you might actually get an air throw. But he's not doing that. I don't know what he's thinking. I actually really like using FD in mid because the pushback is basically, because you're mid screen, you're not stuck in the corner. The pushback effect is more useful. And so you can push them out and get them to a place where they whiff. And then look for a jump back, right? An opportunity to jump back and reset from neutral. And that actually works really well against Chip's teleport, because if you're jumping back anyway, all you need to do is just press hard slash on the way down. You're probably good.
前でね見えないよね。
しっかり繋がってはいないもののダウンを奪っていく。ジャンピー空対空をねうまくダルさんも使っていくんですが。
That was just a really, like, he knows his combo routes and he's able to get just a little extra damage off that than I would have, right? We start from the very beginning. Actually, one thing I want to mention real quick. That Alpha Blade was really interesting. I don't know exactly what he's trying to catch here. It doesn't combo off slashes as far as I'm aware. But he gets the hard knockdown into the left, right. Daru's blocking it, but he gets opened up anyway. Gets some good damage. Like, that right there, actually, let's look at that combo again. So not much risk built up, but again, doesn't really have much meter. So he gets a kick slash jump hard slash into 2 alpha blades. I would have gotten like maybe, so that's really good damage considering where he is in terms of Guts, right? Guts hasn't kicked in a whole bunch, but it's not the beginning of the health bar. He starts it with a jump kick. My conversions off jump kick are fucking terrible. Summit got basically 25% off of a random jump kick in the corner because he got the 2 alpha blades. Fuck. Yeah, he just fucked up his dash there. That happens to me all the time. Oh, heartbreaking. I hate seeing that angle get punished.
S 大木からタツキがつながっちゃうんですよね。
覚えとかないとな。一本選手は
Yeah, teleporting through a DA feels great.
さあマイピー。
見てますね。
まずはまとまったダメージサミット。うわー大木ブンブン丸。そして置き攻め。怖い中段マソ。今のは思わず押しちゃった系ですが通りました。シャガエスから横ケミ置き攻めはベータブレイドで拒否ってブリッツ。
Oh,
うまっ。
so Daru finally uses Blitz and then immediately gets counter blitzed.
縦ケミから置き攻め。
That was also interesting. Check this out. He just keeps on running in. And he could have used meter to make his life a lot easier there and enhance his chance of winning, but he didn't. He just ran in and kept pressing buttons. It didn't work out for him there.
さあリーチ。
さあダルさんがリーチ。
うわっこれはダウン奪われる。ベータブレード。
Nice DP.
あ3先。
So he finally gets that cross up heavy combo. Again, really good damage, costs no meter. The Oki afterwards isn't great. Like, he doesn't get anything off of this, really. But that's fine. Like, Summit just says, I'll win in neutral again. It's okay, guys. Don't worry about it. An excellent combo. Look at that fucking combo. Oh, that Tiger Knee Alpha Blade. He didn't even need to do that to kill, I don't think. But he did.
取り返しました。
空対空。
空対空のリターンが高いんですよね。
4ですね。しかしサミットもマイピーで汚染。手裏剣投げて。
手裏剣コンボ。
中央の読み合いバーストサビットそれだよ。これでジャンプハイ横ケミ打ち切ってジャンプ D カウンターバースト失敗。中央に戻してジャンプ D で置き攻めどっち
Hey, he gets blitzed again.
ブリッツ
めくらせない。
Oh,
のり端
nice.
Beta
Doesn't let
Matte
dead angle
Good.
get stuffed that time.
空中投げ
あーよく投げ。
選択肢は足払い
That was interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
く投げ。
選択肢は足払い
さあ
Yeah, so the grab is good, but I'm actually
選
more
択肢
interested
は
in
足払
that.
い空中投
He
げ
did OTG Gamma Blade, one
選択肢
punch,
は足払い
cancels the 2P into hard slash teleport, and he knows that he's close enough to the corner that he'll get a wall cling after this. So he wall clings, and then does the cross up dash down after the wall
回
cling.
ってく11
The mix.
ファン取り返しました。1-1。
Les Mixerables.
ミナーズファイナル。
Now,
3先なので
Eno could have, like, that wasn't,
2つ取ったら
Chip didn't have an advantage there. Chip didn't have, or Eno didn't have to block. It's not like she was at a frame disadvantage there.
さあまたこの3
It was
先
literally
で
just she couldn't process what was going on fast enough. If she had done anything instead of panic and do nothing,
わあ横
or panic and block rather,
下段
she probably would have
中
won.
段なんお前許されるのかそんなことが
Woo.
あージャンプ D ブリッ
いやーし
ツ
かし
見えないどうなってんださまあなんとなく体力
Danger
が5分
time, baby.
やっぱねバランス取れるようになってんだよなこの機材のフグスキル大丈夫かさあコンボロマキャンで伸ばしていくのはサミット置き攻め立ちはい多分
That right there, so like
取っていく
ルーザーズは
one of the reasons why, yeah, I say this on stream a lot. I talk about how no one is good at Guilty Gear. Some people are just less bad at Guilty Gear. It's because of shit like this. Go back.
はい多分サミット
So he gets the dust. He's in phase. He drops down. So if you can't see what he's doing here, he drops down. He does J2K, the dive kick.
置き攻め
He lands too early for it to hit, and he's not expecting that. So he expected to land later and go for a throw. Because what he ended up with is 5H, right? He ends up with meaty 5H. This shit should have gotten thrown or blocked or whatever, but because the timing worked out the way it was, Chip gets meaty 5H and then is able to bait. Well, he lands a 2D afterwards to open Eno up again. Neither of them were expecting that. Sometimes shit happens.
ルーザーズセミファイナル勝ち上がりみたいですね。
下段
Again with the 2H combo. Look at that
攻
fucking
めは取れない
damage.
がなんて攻めに特化した2人下段中央の読み合いキャンから
So I like this
空中戦に特化した2人下段
Let's see that one more time.
なんて攻め
So after this knockdown, every other time in this match up until now, I think, Chip has gotten the hard knockdown from Alpha Plus. Hey, Procon, thank you so much for the follow, homie. Welcome to the crew. Kinako, what you got over there? That's what I thought. Every other time, Chip has gone for the S teleport left right. It's an ambiguous cross up here.
攻めに特化した2人
He looks like he's gonna do the same thing, and Eno's been starting to block some of those cross ups. Osama 114, thank you for the follow, homie. Welcome to the crew. Every other time he's gone for a left right, and so this time he just teleports in place and then goes for a 2K. I really like
な
that.
んて攻めに特化した2人下
Doesn't
段
work, but I like it.
キャンから空中投げあれはベータブレードベータブレード
Summit throwing so many ignorant ass alpha blades out right now. I think it's probably good against Eno. He doesn't. I don't think he uses it as much in other
あ
matchups.
打ちますね。
ベイブレードだ思い出した
ベイブレード
あさっきの攻めね。
中央
Cool.
段は奪いますあー中段しつこいジャンプハイスラ
Get slapped.
下段中段だってさっき打ったじゃない
Oh,
こ
heartbreaking.
れはダメ
Peace out, Chisaurus.
ベーダ打たれてもそれでも下段を重ねる。
俺もね覚えておきますよさあ 端に追いやったいいのでも今読んできた俺は打てばいいのか打たない方がいいのか
それでもサミットさん打ちます
Why did he air dash back in the
俺は打てばい
corner
いのか打
here?
たない方がいいのか
それでも
Oh,
サミットさん
Idonis asks, is there a reason for blitz attacks like that to finish out a round? So, in Guilty Gear, no resources carry over from round to round except burst. And when you get hit by a blitz attack, you lose burst. What up, Cheesepath? And so it's just it's a little optimization. It means they'll get their burst back a little bit later.
打ちます
タッチピー
I'll see that again.
端に追いやったでも
6P or DP, do it again. Why does okay? So he IADs back in the corner and then H teleports back in and gets hit.
下段させてリターンが違う空中投げ
さあこれでダルさんが
So fortunately, this is winners final, so they have to play first to 3.
なのでダルさんがあと1勝てばグランドファイナルですね
チャップさんも見守っているよ
チップ仲間ね
チップ仲間
Oh, nice.
さあ K から D につないで
Okay, so let's see. Why do you go for Meaty Gamma Blade there? Ah,
さあ
because
K から
so
D に
basically the knockdown you get, the Oki you get off of jump D is not great. So rather than try and turn it into a risky Oki option, like a non-meaty jump hard slash, he instead is just like, fuck it, I'm going to make, block a Gamma Blade. At least that makes him +5.
つないで
What does he do afterwards?
さあ K から D につ
Run
な
up
い
Gamma
で
Blade? Oh, then IAD.
最
Okay.
初の段はチップが取る
I
が
don't know what if he was
ま
trying to
と
call
ま
out
ったダメ
something
ージにはならず
specific there or not.
将軍音符まずは下段もう一回下段
おう
あー仕方ないこれは
仕方がない
ジャンプ K どっちデッドアングルす
Oh,
らダ
on
メ
the
な
dead
の
angle gets blocked.
か許してくれ
One thing
ジャ
I've
ンプ K
learned
まで
from watching good chip players is that I should not expect to be learning about defense from watching good chip players.
すごいぞこれはこの攻めを誰がいなせるというんだ足払い
Woo!
さ
あ
Aw,
暗い逃げです
Almost
あ
gets his
うまい
conversion.
ぞ押していくそうだ見えないなら押せばいいんだジャンプ K 押すか押すよねよししゃがいすさあ横蹴みで押さえていく上からなんだこの動きは
Nice.
マジでガンガン来る勇気を持って重ねるんじゃサミット何読んで
So I just want to point something out real
これ
quick.
は
Chip is on the back foot for a pretty good exchange here. We'll start from the
す
beginning.
ごいぞこれはこの攻めを誰がいなせるというんだ足
He
払
gets
い
his hits,
さあ
then he gets
あ
slapped,
暗い逃げうまい
and
ぞ
he eats some shit.
押して
But
いく
he's
そう
not
だ
getting comboed
見えない
right
なら
now,
押せばいいんだ
right?
ジャンプ K
So he gets slapped
押すか
again.
押すよね
DP, we got some good back and forth.
しゃがいす
Here, that jump hard slash just made it Ino's turn, right? So she lands, she gets some more hits. Chip is backing off because he is going to have a hard time engaging from this range because Ino has the advantage here, right?
さあ横蹴みで押さ
And Ino uses the horizontal chemical love, Wire sees it, so she can keep chasing him. Basically, what she's doing, they haven't exchanged any blows in the last couple seconds, but because Ino is forcing Chip to move in ways that take him longer to finish than she does, right? Chip is essentially on the back foot here. This is a frame advantage. It's just not an on-block situation, but the concept is the same. Chip is reacting to the things that Ino does, right? And Ino is able to force out movement. This is why having a fucking 25 or 21 frame backdash matters in this game, right? Because if I want to backdash and it takes me 21 frames to do it, if you are done with the thing that I had to backdash away from before I'm done with my backdash, then you still have a frame advantage, which means it's still your turn, right?
抑えていく上か
So
らなんだ
Chip is
この動
backing
きは
off. He's backing off to try and get enough time and space to do something. And he has to back off for a little bit. He has to do a couple moves to back off here, right?
さあ横
So
蹴み
first he
で
air dashes away, then he jumps away. Both of these take time. Like, even though Chip is fast, he doesn't recover from these particularly quickly, right? So both of these take
抑えてい
time.
く
Air dashes in with another jump heavy. He jumps away from that, but he has to backdash again.
上からな
the reason he did jump back Alpha Blade there is because he had to do something, and he wanted something which, if it hits, great. If not, at least it gets him the fuck away from Eno so that they can reset to neutral, right? This might as well have been a frame trap situation. I see a lot of people in Guilty Gear who press buttons when it's not their turn to press buttons, but they don't realize that it's not their turn to press buttons because it's not a clear like plus on block situation that they're in. They're getting rushed down, right? But Summit realizes he needs to reset the terms of engagement, and he can't do that if he's running away constantly, because Chip's runaway options are slow, right? They have high recovery relative to Eno's attack options. So he needs to get the fuck out of there, and Alpha Blade is great for that.
なんだこの動きはまずガンガン来る
Whew, then he catches Eno jumping, I
勇
guess.
気を持って重ねるんじゃサミット何
Oh,
読んで
sick.
さあバースト読む。
これは足りるのか
Hey, Twiley the Kid, thank you for the follow, homie. Welcome to the crew.
さあサミットさん
Play
お願いし
Guilty
ます
Gear.
リーサルうまいよねさあこれはサミット取らなくちゃいけない試合
Oof.
逆にねダルイノ
The
は
classic.
これを取ってしまえばウィナーズの
ID
ファイナル
back
です
Alpha Blade.
こうはしばら
Interesting.
い取って
So there he goes for jump D and then the left
こう
right
は
Oki.
しばらい取って
That probably wasn't that meaty. I guess he might not have been that scared of Eno because she didn't have resources,
中央には戻るか
or maybe is a slightly better 5D knockdown. Because the advantage you get off JD kind of depends on how high or low you are to the ground. That was quick. Let's watch that one again.
にねダルイノはこれを取ってしまえばウィナー
Left
ズの
right.
ファイナルですこうはしばらい取ってどっち
さあ見えない受け止め。
下段
よく
うわー燃えた中央には戻るか来るぞどちらカードした何
Oh, one other thing that I want to point out, which I never really thought of quite this way before. In Guilty Gear, the lower damage option is usually starts with a low, right? So combos that start with a high usually do more damage than combos that start with a low. If you look at what Summit's going for with mix-ups, he's going for a lot of left-right mix-ups that all start with jump heavy and lead into some big damage, right? If Chip starts a combo with 2D or 2K, he's not going to get that much damage off of it. One, because of damage scaling, but two, just because of the kinds of hits he gets after those combo starters, right? So that's part of how Summit goes for big damage, is just by going for high lows, or for left rights, rather than high lows. That is not something that I factor in very heavily in my decision making, and so I probably end up spending resources on opportunities that I then cash out pretty low yield, because I'll go for a low.
お互いキックをしてる試合ほとんどもうラウンド取り合ってね
Oh, why Summit? Why do you know? Why do you know that works? What the fuck?
ほとんどもう
Look at this. Wall Cling Alpha, very late.
まずはサミット結構下手な
He gets fucking half her life meterless off of this fucking Wall Cling Alpha. Are you kidding me? I want to see that again.
お互いキックをしてる試合ほとんどもうラウンド取り合ってね
What the fuck?
まずはサミット
And he gets the corner. Alright, she air dashes out, but whatever.
さあ横ケミをうまく
The fuck it Alpha Blade.
潰して置き攻めこれはそのままフィニッシュ
Yeah, he's gone for like one low starter, especially 2K. He's gone for like one 2K starter in like this entire tournament, probably.
違うのかもガード
Is he gonna DP again?
これは
I believe, Summit. Don't let me down.
これは
Yeah!
打ってく
あー操作した。
置き攻めにはならずジャンピー K 横ケミダウン取ったうわー分かるわけがない
He probably tried to DP
置き攻
there.
めバッ
Oh,
クステキキャン始まるのかこれぐらいの
wait,
キャン
hold on.
置き
I
攻
want
め
to see that again.
ダウン取った
The wake up
うわー
YRC
分かるわけがない置き攻め
Okay, I bet that this was actually wake up dead angle because he had 50%, but because he wasn't blocking anything, she didn't have a meaty, he got wake up YRC instead, which is okay. You're invincible for a little bit during
これぐ
YRC.
らいの逆転はしてきたでしょう全然ある
Oh,
とりあえ
fucks
ず
up his
中
Oki
央
and
に
gets slapped.
戻った
Alright.
形だが
しょうがない。
さあダブルリーチ 開幕は離れるんだね。
Again,
Ah,
jump
掴んだ
H.
ぞ。
さあ
うわー大木
I swear to God, like 90% of his combo starters are jump
ブ
H.
ーメランで戻ってきて
Nice.
Blitz,
Oh,
blitz.
blitz.
攻め継続してるのはイノ。結構削ってブリッツ中段ガードを下段させて次は
おー
マイケル
ナイス
対空
6P
うまいサミットの置き攻めになる中央でダウンを
Good
奪っ
ass
て
combo.
さあ
Oh,
お互い
nice. Ah!
まだわからない
Hold up.
まあ上見てる
I need to see this again.
さあお互い
He just fucking Kate. That was the most irresponsible kick teleport I have ever seen.
さあバーストを使った。
音符が
And I've had some pretty
中
irresponsible
央
teleports.
おー置き攻め横ケミから安全に
Damn, he's lucky as hell that blitz worked or the burst worked.
わあ最高はジャンプ D から勝ったなサミット
素晴らしいですね。
He was one hit away from dropping that set completely. Holy
さあこれ
shit.
で
Summit the
サミットさんが
God
グランドファイナルに駒を進めまして、
最後の最後までマジで分かんなかったな
ね、
All right, what's next? Right.
さあ
So, oh,
That's
Cha
right.
Cha Cha
Yeah.
beats Daru.
お願いします。
さあグランドファイナル。
サミットチップ対チャチャチャクム
So we got a run back from Evo Japan finals here.
楽しい試合になるといったサミットじゃあちなみに当たっちゃうのかなこれね大丈夫かさあはやぶさから入ったのはクムわ
Alright,
あ
again,
急に
Look at
チャ
these
ンスが
combo
来るとね
starters.
結構緊張しちゃうからねさあはやぶさ
No, this tournament was like last week.
リターンを求める。
It's a run back
わか
from
ります
Evo
俺も
Japan.
ね打つと思いましたしかし彼は成長したんです彼は成長したバーストの打つところはねもう決めてますさあはやぶさ中央立ち回り機関で無理やり攻めていくのはサミット
No.
端に追い詰めて
So funny thing about the Ino versus the Daru Ino versus Cha 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 is I guess a couple months ago someone asked Daru like what he thought of the Ino Heihyun matchup, and he was like, "Oh, it's free for Ino." So shit changes, y'all.
空中投げダウン奪ったのはサミット
Cool.
うわーおお
バースト通りました。
That's like a full
大
screen
丈夫大
Alpha
丈夫
Blade.
通っ
Like
たんです通ったんですよ皆さんこれは
so, Alpha Blade is like the eternal temptation for chip players because if you can land it from full screen, and then you get an easy combo extension afterwards. The reason chip players learn to not do this is because you immediately die if someone blocks this shit. Summit's solution to this is to turn invisible first and then do it.
大丈夫大丈夫通ったんです
It's
通ったん
daijoubu.
ですよ皆さんこれは
これはワン
2
チャン
回
死んじゃうか。
3回4回5回
いや
Oh.
さあ楽しい試
Well,
合
it
に
works
すると
until
いっ
it
たサミッ
doesn't.
ト
ーね
本人も楽しんでると思いますさあ第2ラウンド
見てる方も楽しいです。
Ooh.
うわー
Again,
さあはい
starting shit
これ
with
は
jump
危う
heavy.
く大コンボになるところだったけど
Ooh.
はやぶさ
Almost six
中央
six
あい
Ps.
つ人の血が通ってねうわ
Ooh,
ー
gets caught pressing
これは
buttons.
2回おミスにしっかり反撃をするサミットせっかくのみんな見ててくれ俺はチップで頑張るこれでダーストが入ってマイハイマイハイバースト待って
おう
ここでバースト
バースト通った。
中央
Okay, I also really like that Summit has done this a couple times. After a successful burst, instead of going back in, he'll use the screen space that he gets and the time that screen space buys him to just get a free find me, which is nice because like a lot of times what happens is that people get bursted away and instant air dash back at you, and if Chip is moved forward at all, he risks getting hit by whatever they're dashing back in with, right? But if he stays full screen, that thing will usually whiff, and Summit will be invisible. So that's just an extra bonus on top of that.
これは下ですかくーこれはバー
おう
ス
さあ下段。
バースト
K バース。
So this mix-up is another example of Summit saving meter. Like in situations where I would usually wire C or something like that, Summit is spending this meter to go for a mix-up, which I actually really like and I've started to use more, right? And it's all from the threat of the
さあ
overhead.
下段。
バースト
So over here, he comes in,
ジャンプ D ダウンを奪って
he gets Heihyun blocking some
中
stuff.
段コンボにはならない
Oh, did I go
中央
backwards too far?
しかしサミットが少しずつ
Oh shit! I
体
think
力を
I
寄せ
didn't
て
go
う
back
まい
enough actually.
待
Hold
って
up.
チップで頑張るしっかり反撃をするサミットうまいこれ
Sorry, we're gonna go back to the beginning of the
さあ第
round.
2ラウンドうわ
見てる方も楽しいです
ー差が入っこれは危うく大コンボになるところだったけどはやぶさ中央あいつ人の血が通ってねうわーこれは意外おミスにしっかり反撃をするサミット
So going for corner stuff, gets the hit, drops some stuff. That was supposed to be ID JD
ダ
probably.
ストが入って
Gets
マイハイ
dusted.
マイハイバースト待って
This is where he
ここで
does the
バスト
find me,
ファースト取った
and then from here he
Jewel.
teleports here. So he gets the
Nice
stagger right here. He goes for the Rekka into the low, and then he goes for the overhead. But he goes for the overhead because he's got this meter, right? And he burns the meter to keep it safe, and he actually gets another mix up afterwards. He uses the block stun, and he'll in this situation he'll either go for air dash forward and then 2K, or empty jump low into 2K, or empty jump into 2K. And the reason I like this mix up is if Cha-Cha-Cha got hit by the overhead, he doesn't have to spend this meter. He gets the mix up. He gets the power of the mix up without having to spend anything, right? And then he can spend that meter on damage if he wants, which is great. But if he doesn't, if the mix up doesn't work, if Cha-Cha-Cha blocks the overhead, Chip is still can then spend the meter to get a mix up afterwards, right? So the question, what he's spending the meter on with his Roman cancel is like, well, I might get the overhead and open you up for free, but if not, I can make that safe and still get a mix up afterwards, which I think is pretty cool.
バス
さあ下段
バースト
競馬をして
ジャンプ D ダウンを奪って中段コンボにはならない
And one of the reasons why the payoff on that might be worth it is honestly because
体力を寄せてうまいシャガハン
you
に
get
つないで
a lot of
入る
damage off
か
that
入る
overhead
さ
and the hits
さすが
that
のコンボ
follow.
選択
It's not going to be scaled much.
繊細なコンボをしてる
あ死ななきゃ安いんです
でも何か当たったら死ぬけどうわ足払いボールが
Also, when people get hit by that overhead, they feel
2回
stupid as hell.
3、4あ
Ah,
まだ死んでないサミットさんはまだ死んでないよ
ーサミットさんは K で攻め継続ブス
oh god. That,
ブスブス
oh,
なあこれは
he had to do it.
いやあれはしょうがない
しょうがないでも心をね
あれはでも打つしかない
しょうがない。でも
打つしかないけど
心
しかない
ね。
さあ2ラウンド目チャチャチャがリセットに向けて好発進サミットはねできる限り早めにね精神力を使わずに殺したい
Woo!
足払いなあヒット確認う
Look
ま
at
っ
that full screen
足払い
movement
から
that always ends up eating like
はい
Heiken
食べ
feet.
物ラストオーダー19時飲み物ラストオーダー19時半です
これで
食べ物ラストオーダー19時飲み物ラストオーダー19時半ですよろしくお願いします
頑張っているサミットが当たらずに頑張っている
おう
あー確定
うわーするか
マイハイ
さあ橋を
中央の置き攻めいやこれは
これはワンチャン
これは
You kill? Oh.
あとちょっと
けど
マイケーかなんだ
Oh.
あべータ打つ
Did Dragon Punch?
山梨が冴え
Yeah.
てますね
命かけてるからね
命かけてるね楽しい
お
楽しいベータ
サプライ
Stop
サプラ
time,
イ
stop time.
サプライサプライ足前 B からシャガハイパソ怖い怖い空中これはうまいな
Damn.
なんてブリッツ
That was some good stuff.
これは橋でなんかバインバインされて
I don't actually know what that YRC would have gotten
生
Summit.
きて帰ってこいサミット
I'm not sure if it gets him out of the landing lag, maybe?
見なかった
仕方ないですしかしねバースター取っといたんで
バーストがあるよ君にはバーストがある
大丈夫です大丈夫ですかそれ足払いさあ上から重ねていくのはサミット立ち回り
Ooh,
うまい
nice
マイピー
6P.
置き攻め見えない
さあ見えない
Keep in the corner.
さあチップの強いところをいかんなく押し付けて K から
Nice.
ブリッツは読んで
さあブリッツを読んで
中央ワンコンボ
Oh, he
Down
gets
by my
thrown
side,
Vuln
back
off
to
landing YRC.
Nice.
Interesting.
怖いが上からはやぶさ落としはやぶさ落としまだ大丈夫
まだ
バースト
バーストが
素晴らしいは
通りました
やぶさ横はやぶさダストアカウントはやぶさは通らず うますぎるでしょ。投げは通さない。
Went for a throw there.
さあ置き
さあ
詰め。
ゲージを使った
I actually
が
really like that throw attempt. Too bad he got
うまい
stuffed.
しのいだのはサミット。さあ
So what he did here was he recognized that he has bad Oki
はやぶさ横はやぶさ
off the rising JD,
ダンサーガードは
right?
やぶさ
Happens a
は
little bit.
通らず
Here.
うまっ
So he's like, Heihan's gonna start his get up here. Chip's still in the air. Chip has no way of really getting any good knockdown advantage off this. You might be able to land in Gamma Blade, but Kuma's full meter and would probably be able to see that Gamma Blade coming. Gamma Blade also has a shit ton of startup, right? So he lands, and the timing on his landing is such that if he's gonna run in, so he FD breaks a little bit there, but he's actually pretty, like, he's close to Kum getting out of throw invuln, which is pretty cool. It's just because basically what he's doing is he's delaying his approach so that he can walk up throw Heihan, where Chip will arrive at throw range right when Heihan's throw invuln from knockdown is running out. But if you're not careful about looking at the timing, it looks like he's just going for a standard run up meaty, right? It's because of the way that the knockdown happened that throw is kind of a neat idea here. Unfortunately, gets stuffed by wake up buttons, but whatever, that happens.
投げは通さない。さあ置き
さ
詰め
あゲージを使ったが
うまいしのいだのはサミット足払い
Ooh.
あー嘘だどう
Summit approaches with teleport a lot.
や
A
り返していく
lot. I'm like scared to use H teleport as much as Summit is. I wonder
怖え
I wonder what he's doing that I'm not doing that makes people so scared of him that he can get away with this many H teleports.
足払いダウン奪ったのはサミット足払いさあ
And this is actually because so earlier when I started the stream, I was talking about how ET has been an inspiration for me in trying to kind of explore a wider range of movement options and play kind of more cautiously and neutral. I think that some of what Summit gets out of constantly getting in that ass is fear, right? The pace that Heihan has to play at here to be able to keep up with Chip is pretty fast, and Summit forces him to keep playing quickly so that stuff like H teleport becomes safer, not in frame data, but in terms of pace, which is interesting.
うまい打っていってダッシュ
Oh,
ダウンを奪ったのはチャチャチャ
look at this fucking slugfest. Boys out here just trading punches.
下段
Well, boys and
ダウンは奪えない
boy-shaped
空中投げうまい
mech
ぞ
piloted
さ
by
あ端を背負っ
young
ておき攻め
women.
だがこれは
Oh, see, that's what happens when you do random alpha blade from far away.
立ち回りに戻る
Oh,
いやー2
but
人とも
sometimes good things
立ち
happen
回
when
り
you
が
do
うまいか
random
ら
alpha blade.
意外に
Oh,
まとまった
that blitz is out before he even pressed a
まとまっ
button.
たダメー
Oh.
ジがみたいなね
まとまったダメージ
Yo, awesome, Deep Pugsley. Glad to have you.
そう取っていくチャチャチャさすがですさあ開幕はやぶさね、まあ、リボルバーみたいな感覚ですよ食べて下段さあはやぶさ打っていく
Nice DP.
命をかけていくはやぶさ
Oh,
上を見ている
Blitz
ボ
again.
ールが戻ってきて中段はガードはやぶさもう一回プレッシャー
oh god.
だいぶ稼いだのはチャチャチャ端の攻め
That was fucking sick, though. Wait, I want to see that again.
中央
I've actually seen this
チャ
match
チャ
like 2 or
端の
3 times. So he just
ファイン出ますねサミット
稼いだのはチャチャチ
he
ャ
blitzes the
端の攻め
first hit of the fireball and uses the invulnerability from the blitz to run forward. That's really cool. And he gets a big ass combo off that too. Wait, one more time.
だいぶ稼いだのはチャチャチャ
Blitz, dash forward,
端の
close slash, and 6p into close slash again. That's like
中央
that's a really good. There's just a couple extra hits in there that he got because he knows shit.
殺意のこもったシャが入っ
Woo!
うわ
He actually comboed off the meaty 6k
ーあれさえ
overhead.
当てれば
I never
お
see
そらく
that
死ぬでしょ
unless it's danger time.
これはうまっ
Oh, nice. Then
Basso.
combos off the trade, forces
しっかり
Heihan
技
to
当てて
use
い
the
くチャチャ
burst.
チャボールでプレッシャー
Situational awareness, man.
うまいヒット確認中段はガードレショ攻め継続これは足払いし
Oh,
うますぎる今
that
ヒットこれ
blitz.
は
Hold on.
中
Let's
段
see that
はガード
again.
レショ
Yeah, he just did
攻め継続これは足
2D
払
into
い
that
し
show into teleport.
うますぎ
Like
る
he doesn't give a fuck.
今ヒット確
Goddamn,
認したってこ
Summit.
とうまい
Why are you so umai, Summit?
さあどこまでやり込んでるんだチャチャチャリセットリーチか
リセットリーチですね
I got some water on my glasses because I'm getting so hyped from this. Whew, delayed 2D at round start.
さあ開幕は
Doesn't get a good combo
中央
off
か
there.
ら
A
走り寄せ
rarity
ることに
for
成功したチッ
our
プ
boy Summit.
置き攻めも
あーバースト系よ
ここは
Burst
バー
is
スト
out.
を使っていきます
Alpha puts him right in the corner.
端に中央の置き攻め K で重ねてうまいヒット確認から
This is definitely one of those things that happens to chip players a lot. Where we're like, so burst, we get bursted away. It's okay. I see the fireball coming. He's probably going to run in behind that fireball to try and close the gap, but also close off some screen space. I'm just going to fucking Alpha Blade. And when this works, I'm going to get a free combo. I'm going to put him back in the corner. I'm just going to win this round. I'm a genius.
バースト系
こ
よ
こはバーストを使っていきます
Oh no. Now I'm in the corner.
アルファで端に
What up, Taiga? Good to see you
中央の置
again.
き攻め K で重ねてうまい
Woo!
ヒット
But
確
it's
認か
okay
ら
because you get the stagger fucking Rokusai into a sweet combo that didn't cost any meter.
いいぞいいぞ
Oh, nice.
下はいエース取っていくサミット
これ
Yeah, Sum's just so good at getting as much damage as he
当たら
can
ない
off of
からサミッ
everything.
トが人当たらない
サミットくんなら
当たらない始まらないタッチ P さあゲージを
Nice.
切らして
There you go. Another meaty gamma blade. Just cashing out the JD with something good but low
2ター
risk.
ンは置き攻め中央
I don't think he's hit a single leaf grab, but he still throws
さ
it
あ
in.
ここは
He hit one off the
ラストに
wall,
つなげ
I
る
guess.
ファースト頭置き攻め
Oh, nice.
中段カードはやぶさ
I'm glad you think so too,
さあ
Chemical
次は
Papa
前
Me.
読みですね
ここでバーストいいバーストです空中投げ端うわー受け身狩り手剣投げて
So here's another thing that I like.
あーバーストいいバーストです
So YRC Gamma Blade into throw. You've seen this a couple times. After the air throw, Chip actually has a decent knockdown. It depends on where the air throw is, but Chip has a decent knockdown. But in this, he could go for Oki, right? But unless he gets a really good hit, he's probably not killing Heihyun in one combo, right? So instead, what he does is he goes for land OTG Gamma Blade. You don't get any damage off that. He probably got like 3 to 5 damage. But what he did do was he uses those extra hits to push Heihyun into the corner,
受け身
right?
狩り手剣で
Boom, boom, boom. And then rushes into continue pressure. This is what gets Heihyun to use
うわ
the
ー
burst,
受け身狩り
right?
手剣投げて
So even though he couldn't cash out that air throw with big damage, he still forces Heihyun into a position where if Heihyun misses blocking, she'll just be stuck in the corner. And so the Cha-Cha ends up using his burst to get out of that situation. Taiga says, as sad to see your recent tweet and responses on starting Guilty Gear with Baiken, as I've been thinking about starting Guilty Gear with Baiken for a while now. I'm currently trying to learn Yuzu and Uni. I'm cursed. So after doing that research, I'm developing a pet theory about Baiken, which is Baiken is great, and if you love Baiken, you should play Baiken. But there are a lot of people who need to realize that they are not as cool as they think they are, and that their true character is not Baiken, it's somebody else. So if you have to learn that by learning Baiken and then churning out, then go for it and do it. And if it means that you need to hang on to that cool by playing Baiken or Yuzu, that's fine. But someday you may find that another character that you glossed over because of Baiken's cool, like, Onesan samurai ways, has actually been sitting there waiting for you the whole time. Guilty Gear. All right, back to the match.
寿司中央
They really should. Yeah, actually, I was surprised by how many people were like, I didn't like Baiken, but then I found Jam. 2 reasons for that. 1, Jam is arguably one of the easiest characters to get to learn. Not even in terms of like, this is the value you get for the investment, because I think Leo is still probably better there. But Jam, almost everything Jam has combos into almost everything else. And for new players, that's invaluable, because it means you don't actually have to think too hard about which buttons you're pressing. Baiken combos, even her Gatlings, are just weird, and shit doesn't always work the way you expect it to. But also, Jam is really cool, but she doesn't look really cool when you first see her because her voice is annoying. One of the things that actually got me way more invested in Jam was seeing her story mode, not like the big cinematic story mode, but her arcade mode story where she just hangs out with Jacko for a little bit. And it's like, really cute, and Jam is just really smart, and that I got to like her a lot from that.
うまいキャン、これは投げていく。
All right, we gotta rewind this a little bit.
中央中堅投げて寿司中央うまいキャン、これは投げ
Nice
ていく。
throw.
足払い
Yeah, and there's some it goes for the low, the meaty low 2D, probably because he knows he can kill off of it, so it doesn't matter.
ね
Yeah, it's true. A lot of people do think they want to play Raven.
見てるこっちがねもう苦しくなりますよね
I would not describe him as bad.
あーリセットなのか優勝なのか、この試合で決まる可能性が。これはこれで
さあ
ジャンプ D
Raven does seem
上
great.
からかぶせていくサミット。
He's just not as good as he used to be.
置き攻め。
He used to be a real piece
あ
of
ー中
shit.
段が通った足払い。ジャンプ D どっち
おー
わかんない
fuck
結局わかんないどっち
Don't let Summit into his zone.
これはうわー中段
Oh no.
あー大丈夫だチップは生きている
Well, they did let him into his zone, but then
攻める
they
投げ
baited
置き
DP
攻めは
and
十分なり
punished
た
like real big.
うまい
It was a
Pass on
beautiful
Matsu.
thing.
打たない
これは暴れる
This is just a fucking
使ってくよ
slugfest.
うわ
Oh, fucks the punish
あー
up.
つないで勝負のタクどっち
Woo!
あー投げ切
He
った
almost got the chip kill
よ
there.
くサミットさんガードしましたあれ
さあ優勝リーチやサミット
I think Ram is a just frame on something.
幾度の苦難を乗り越え
That can be
First of all,
intimidating.
克服した
The
サミットが
just frames are usually not quite as hard as
今
one
まさに
frame likes.
レオも克服したし
お
ね
部分も克服するのか
Nice.
ジャンプ D 置き攻め下段から入ってでしょこれは足払い中下段マイピー重なってないのは
Oh yeah,
返していく
Daruo has the one with the just
これ
frame.
は表
He definitely fucked up his Oki there, but that's
Sukiyaki.
okay.
攻め継続はやぶさ中央をコンボにつなぐ
さあ
Yeah, Ram is also
これは
like difficult.
どこだ
拾えた KKKPPP 勝ったのサミット全勝優勝
Yay.
完璧な
Hell
優
yeah.
勝
Show him what's up, Summit.
さあ楽しい試
Give
合
me
が
that
できて
salary man
優勝
pop
が
off.
できて
おめでとう
Look
サ
at
ミ
this
ット
ninja dad looking dude right here. Look
が
at
っ
this.
ちり熱く
Maybe look at this pop
優
off.
勝と全勝優勝完
Yay.
璧な優勝
I did it.
さあ
Chip.
楽しい試合ができて優
Cha
勝
Cha
も
Cha's
で
like,
き
man,
て
おめ
fuck
でとう
Chip.
サミット
おめでとうございます
All right. Cool. So I feel like there are all kinds of lessons that we as Guilty Gear players and that I as a Chip player could take from that that display of mastery of watching the best Chip in the world win a tournament in the most stacked competition. Honestly, two major takeaways for here. One, so I have a hard time playing poker because I hate that you have to put in money just to play, right? You have to start out with the ante or the blind or whatever. And then like the first you don't get to see much. Like I'm talking like Hold'em, right? Like yeah, you have to pay to go deeper and deeper, right? And as a Street Fighter player and as a fighting game player, I want to put as little on the table as possible, right? I just want to do the equivalent of whiffing jabs until you do something stupid. And that doesn't work in poker, obviously. People can smell that out because if you're only going in on hands where you think you have something, then your behavior gets predictable. And I probably do the same thing with Chip, where against stronger players, I need to bring a certain amount of heat and a certain amount of confidence in neutral just to keep them thinking fast, right? If I force them to think fast, then I can make them make mistakes. If I give them all the time in the world to think, then I'm probably not using Chip to his strengths as much as I could, right? So I need to take my own advice and get in that ass. I need to feel myself, right? And actually, this was something. So I had watched these matches, these Summit matches, a little while ago, a couple days ago, and then yesterday at Wednesday Night Fights, I just tried to go in a little bit more and feel and play as though I was a little more confident, and it worked until it didn't. I can always get better at it, but it felt good, right? And mentally, I felt like I was forcing my opponents to think faster than they were comfortable. And I think that's actually where Summit gets a lot of his mileage from. It's not that he's doing the smartest thing all the time. It's that he's not letting his opponents be smart because he's being so fast. And he's kind of, he's just making sure to overwhelm them, right? And sometimes it's not going to pay out, and that's fine. And he seems okay with that, right? Yes, I think Summit burning meter to continue pressure is for that reason. Some of it is, so the second takeaway is Summit's going for high value combo starters, right? I tend to go for a lot more lows. I tend to go for a lot more throws. Maybe not that many throws. It kind of depends. But Summit is getting a lot of damage off starting high. And when I land like a jump hard slash, I'm usually going for the knockdown, not for the combo. Oh, hey, Sanchez. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm trying to go for it more and just be a little bit less predictable with when and how I use it. Because for a long time, I went for it way too much. So what I'm noticing from this, from watching Summit play, is he has a better understanding of what the risk, reward, and payout on any given option is than I do. And he's going for stuff that when it offers him a higher payout, he takes the higher payout. I'm just not optimizing for that as much. So I'm going to do that more. And I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to open up that lobby, and we're going to get in that ass, y'all. Let's play some